What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Dana. See, I inspired to be me, and as always, I'm so inspired to see you be the best version of you because you absolutely, without a doubt, create the change that you would like to see. And today, I wanted to speak about fear and having compassion for those who may be stagnant. The reason why I wanted to talk about this is because as we make our goals and we have our New Year's resolutions, a lot of us may not be moving in the direction in which we said that we want to move in. And we can be looking at people like, you said this and you said that. But fear can be so crippling. And a lot of time, fear doesn't look like what we thought. And so this came to me, and I just want to share it with you guys. Fear doesn't look like what we think. It's not like the movies when someone is cowering in the corner from being frightened. Some people don't want people to see them sweat. I know that's for me. Some don't want to come off as weak or fragile, putting them in a position to be pitied or victimized. Most importantly, no one wants to feel less than. What does fear look like? Sometimes it can look aggressive, it can look arrogant, fear can look impatient, fear can look closed off, it can look erratic, fear can be loud, and fear can even look quiet. So many things other than what we were taught to pay attention to, right? And the whole point of Jesus' mission was to show us how to have compassion for one another. When someone is not acting like their regular self or just not wanting to be bothered, before we write them off, we should first think about what we were going through when we were going through something. And how did we behave? How did our behavior and character change? That's something to think about. It's always important for us to take our shoes off and put on someone else's shoes. That means sometimes we must step out of our personal emotions and feelings and put on someone else's. Okay? You do that by adjusting your heart's posture. It doesn't take a big movement to happen. It simply takes you to have compassion for others, which is simply having sensitivity to go out of your way to help the physical, mental, or emotional pains of another and themselves, which is an emotional aspect of suffering. So what am I saying here? As the new year begins and people are making goals and people may not be moving in the direction that you see them moving or you want them to move in, I just want you to have compassion for one another. Fear can be a reason why people act the way they act or move the way they do. They can simply be scared. So if you face someone who is aggressive or arrogant or impatient or closed off or behaving erratic, or they may be too loud, or they may be too quiet, I want you to take the time to think about what they may be going through. Think about when you behave in these manners. How are you feeling? What are you going through? What are the thoughts in your head? How is your heart? How is your mind? That's what we should do. It helps us to have compassion for one another. It's your girl, Dana. See, I inspire to be me. And as always, I'm so inspired to see you be the best version of you. This sunlight is doing me justice today, okay? You guys, you absolutely create the change you want to see. And being and having compassion for someone creates a change in them that you probably want to see. So love on somebody today. Care for somebody else's feelings other than yours. Stop being selfish and pick up the heart of compassion, because that's the heart that Jesus has, and that's the same heart that God has. As he loves you and judges you, he judges you with compassion and mercy and grace. So let's start judging others with compassion and mercy and grace. Go and be blessed. You absolutely create the change that you would like to see. I love you guys with the love of God.